Good evening, everyone. Hi! Woo! Women in the house and a few good men. Good evening. Thank you so much for being here with us today. I am Jacqueline Ebanks, Executive Director of the New York City Commission on Gender Equity. It is a pleasure to welcome you here tonight on behalf of the city's Commission on Gender Equity and its members, some of whom are standing to my left here. Give them a round of applause. And our wonderful co-chairs, Silda Palerm, and the First Lady of New York City, Charlene McCray. I want to take a few moments as you were in this room. I'm sure you noticed there was a PowerPoint presentation of inspirational quotes. And I want to thank our commissioners and agency heads for giving us these quotes and helping us to understand how they stay motivated every day to get the work done for New York City. So tonight, as we celebrate Women's History Month and International Women's Day, I want to assure you that the city's Commission on Gender Equity, for us, every day is Women's Day. Since its establishment in 2015 by Mayor Bill Deblasio, this commission works daily with all city agencies to remove institutional barriers to gender equity and to establish inclusive policies and practices. With such policies, we help ensure that all girls, all women, all transgender and gender nonconforming individuals have innumerable opportunities to be economically secure, to live safely in their homes and in communities, to have access to quality and affordable health care, and to have full autonomy over their reproductive lives. And when we are successful in creating these inclusive policies and practices, our families, our communities, our businesses, and even the city's economy will thrive. Of that, we are confident. However, this kind of structural and cultural change is never easy. We must rely on partnership to make it happen. One key partnership is with you, women from across the city, wherever you live and work, regardless of your age, regardless of your ethnicity, regardless of your gender identity, regardless of your immigration status, your socioeconomic status, and regardless of your physical and mental ability, we are in partnership with you to create this change. And that's the purpose of tonight's program. We're building partnerships, we're strengthening partnerships, and we're ensuring that all women are full participants in making this city what the mayor calls the fairest big city in these United States, and yes, even in the globe. For, to paraphrase Frank Sinatra, if we can build it here, we can build it anywhere. Woo! So I invite you to join us on this journey and bring a sister or two and a few good men along. Let's ensure that we leave no one behind. It is time for us to build a more perfect and inclusive union. Before I close, I want to take a moment to salute the young people of this city and of this country for the change that they're going to usher in for us. Tonight we support you, the youth, from the climate change protesters to the Black Lives Matter protesters, to the Me Too movement protesters, to the Time's Up protesters, to the Never Again protesters. We stand with you. We are in this together, for together we are unstoppable and another world is possible. Thank you. And now, it is my great honor and pleasure to introduce Mayor Bill de Blasio, a mayor who, with great determination, fights daily to build a fair, inclusive, and equitable New York City. Please join me in welcoming Mayor de Blasio to the stage.
Welcome to Gracie Mansion, everyone. Kind of looks like the year of the woman, doesn't it? Let's thank Jackie for the great work she does. Thank you, Jackie. This is one of the great events we do every year because extraordinary women gather here at Gracie Mansion with their mentees. Are there mentees in the house? To all the mentees, will you join me in thanking the mentors? Thank you. And every year, we see incredible energy at this event. But I can safely say in the last year, it has just grown with such intensity, such feeling, because women are standing up and defending their rights and fighting for a society that actually honors and respects them. That's what we are all about in this city, and it is the time to celebrate what is becoming a movement all over this country and more all over this world. Remember, on January 21st, 2017, the greatest and largest demonstrations in the history of the United States of America as women stood up all over this country. And you saw they had a lot of allies all over the world standing up as well. Some of them were men. Yeah. But this is a moment where you can just feel the change crackling in the air. You can feel the sense of possibility. Charlene and I were at a town hall meeting we held with students just a few hours ago. And these are students who are motivated, so many of them, by the tragedy in Parkland, Florida, to stand up and fight for change in their society. And if you heard their energy and their focus, you too would have been inspired. And I will say, I think Charlene would agree, many of the strongest voices were young women students, 16 and 17 and 18 years old, ready to take this society into their own hands and to make a difference. So it is an inspiring time. I want to thank everyone who's here. I want to single out some of the folks who are here, leaders of our city. I want to thank District Attorney Darcel Clark is here from the Bronx. Thank you, Darcel. First African-American woman district attorney in the history of New York State. Want to thank the Manhattan Borough President, Gail Brewer. Thank you. A thank you to any and all elected officials. If I can't see you, thank you anyway. And then from my administration, a thanks to all the commissioners, all the leaders of the administration. This administration, by the way, majority of senior positions are held by women. That may be why the administration works so well. A special thank you to our Deputy Mayor for Health and Human Services, Dr. Herminia Blasio. Where are you? There she is. Where is she? Where is she? Okay, there she is. She's hiding off stage. And in the vein of male allies, our newest Deputy Mayor, Phil Thompson. Welcome. So here's what we believe in this city. We believe, okay, get ready. This stuff's going to be radical. I hope you can handle it. I hope you can handle it. I don't think you can handle it. No, I'm just going to walk off. You really think? Okay. We believe the government should look like the people it serves. I just want to ask in New York City, who is the majority? We are is a good answer. That was good. That was good. We believe we are called to create equal opportunity where it has not existed. We are called to ensure there's equal pay for equal work where that has not existed. We believe we cannot call ourselves truly the greatest city in the world until we are truly the fairest city. You can feel when you're being treated fairly. You know it. You know a really good way to find out if someone feels if they're being treated fairly? Walk up and ask them. And if you feel there's opportunity, if you feel your contribution is regarded and rewarded, if you feel the doors are open, if you feel you are truly a stakeholder, that's what it means to be the fairest big city in America. That's what we aspire, that every New Yorker can feel that. And we celebrate that today. What we do not celebrate is ideas that hold us back. Now, there are some very well-meaning people over these last years, as Charlene and I have worked around the city, some very well-meaning people who have used a phrase from another time that we don't use anymore, and they've tried to be polite, and they'll introduce Charlene and they'll say, behind every great man stands a great woman, and we frown upon that phrase. Because it's outmoded, isn't it? Whoever you are, whoever your partner is, you stand beside each other. So beside every great woman, if she has a partner who's a man, stands a great man. Beside every great man stands a great woman. I have a great woman by my side, and we are partners in all we do. Now, I want to remind everyone, please check your calendar, check your smartphone. It appears to be the year 2018. And yet, when I say Charlene McCray is my #1 advisor, the most trusted person in my life and in my administration, the person that I make all major decisions with, some people get uneasy. I am so at peace with the notion that the major decisions of this administration are made with Charlene McCray because she has always steered me right and because she understands the lives of people all over the city. She understands the American experience. She understands what people of color have experienced in this country. She understands what women have experienced, and she is their voice every single day. I'm really comfortable with that. Some seem to prefer the notion that the First Lady should work in the shadows, seen and not heard. Some seem to be hearkening back to that phrase we also don't use anymore. Remember when they say a woman's place is in the home? We don't accept that. So it's 2018, and we are blessed to have a new kind of First Lady who is a proud, strong leader and my partner in all I do, and someone who has done so much for this city. And every time we hear people talk openly about the challenge of mental health, every time that stigma that has held people back is torn down, every time we talk openly about the challenge of domestic violence, every time a survivor knows that there's going to be help out there, every time we will say we're not going to accept a status quo that holds back so many of our people, you can thank our First Lady for all she has done. It is my pleasure to introduce Charlene McCray.
I love New York City. Wow. Happy International Women's Day. Oh, thank you, Bill. Where'd he go? It's so good to have a feminist husband. And a feminist mayor, right? I want to thank Jackie and the Commission on Gender Equity for all the incredible work that they do to make New York City a model of equity and fairness. And I want to say just good evening, everyone. And welcome to Gracie Mansion again. This is amazing. I wish you could stand up here and see what I see. You are beautiful. You are really, really beautiful. And I love the energy in this room. I want to just like, can I do one of those things they do at concerts? And something really special happens when women come together. Can you feel it? Yeah. Take someone's hand. Take someone's hand next to you. Just, you got to touch it, right? Touch it. Right? Doesn't that feel good? Right? Say, I am my sister's keeper. 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 Ah, now take a deep breath. Ah, it's good. You know, we all have more power than we realize. All of us. And tonight, we want to reconnect. We want to connect you with more women and more tools to help you tap into that power that you have, that you don't really think about, that you may not acknowledge all the time. We asked all the leadership here tonight to bring a mentee or two, or it looks like 3 or 4 or 5 in some cases. It's good, it's all good, because it's up to all of us to help one another and show our sisters the way our woman power can be used. And I will note that the way we learn about our power does not always flow from older to younger. I am 63. Yes, it's true. It's true. I am 63, and I am learning all the time from women of all ages. As my mother used to say, every day's a school day if you're paying attention. My mom was my mentor. After my mother, I didn't really have many official mentors, but I did have people who encouraged me, people who inspired me, people like Nikki Giovanni and Maya Angelou and Audre Lorde. Audre was fierce. People who are activists and artists who touched me with their poetry and their prose, and especially their personal narratives. From them, I learned that I had a voice, a story worth telling, and the ability to be a force for change. Like all of you. All of you. In the years since then, one of my greatest joys has been to encourage others to reach their greatest potential. All of you who are mentees here today, please, let me hear you. Oh. Okay. All right. Well, now, my message to you is, no matter where you are in your career, please make this a year when you step out of your comfort zone. Do something positive that is very unlike anything that you've done before. Seek out leadership opportunities at work and in your community. Speak up in meetings and pursue your dreams. How about it for our mentors? Mentors, are you really here? Maybe it's because it's 3 to 5 or what? Mentors, let me hear you. All right, mentors. My message to you, we have to back these women up. When they speak up, please make sure that their ideas are heard. Speak out against inappropriate behavior and harassment. And help us find ways to fill the talent pipelines in your fields with diverse candidates and help them succeed. And most of all, remember to take care of yourselves. All right? You know what they say when you get on the airplane? Put on your oxygen mask first, right? You know, we always like to help other people. That's what we do. But put on your oxygen mask first. And we have a number in this city that you can call if you need help. What is it? 1-888-NYC-WELL. One more time. 1-888-NYC-WELL. And I want to make sure everyone always has a place to turn, somebody to talk to if you need it. Now, the Me Too movement is changing the public conversation, but we still have a long way to go. The good news is that we can all take action to support and protect our sisters. This administration has fought very hard for women from the very beginning. We secured paid family and sick leave and paid safe time for survivors of violence. Employers can no longer use the size of your last paycheck to determine the value of your work. And we will continue fighting for equal pay, for equal work, economic opportunity, and safety for all women. Will you fight with us? I said, will you fight with us? Will you fight with us? Yeah. Good. When women stand together, we are an unstoppable force. Last year, we took over the streets with our signs and made our voices heard. We set fire to a movement with our personal stories of harassment and abuse. And this year, we can fill the ballot box with our votes. That's right. And guess what? We can run for office, too. Already, more women than ever before are running for office. And let me take a quick poll. How many of you have ever thought seriously of running for public office? Please raise your hand. Look around, look and see who they are. All right. All right, this is good, but it's not good enough. In this room filled with exceptional women, we have to get more of those hands up in the air. Do you agree? Yes. So what's it going to take? How many of you are rethinking that question I just asked? All right. Whatever your professional or personal calling is, we need more women leaders. We need you to run for office, and we need them now. Please join me this year in committing to helping our sisters embrace their power. Commit to volunteer. Give your time to help other women find their way. Commit to vote. Show up where it counts and when it counts, and bring your friends. Commit to run. Encourage other women to run for office and support the ones who do. All right, we're gonna try this. Please repeat after me. I'm going to seriously consider running for office. All right, you ready? All right, I'm going to seriously consider running for office. Can we do that again? All right. I'm going to seriously consider running for office. And I heard it takes 3 times before it sticks. Okay, so we'll do it one more time. I'm going to seriously consider running for office. Now, do you think this is fun tonight, all of us together? Yeah. Right? This is really nice, right? This is what a campaign feels like. It's fun. Take it from me. I've been part of, 30, 40. I can tell you, it is. Whoa! I think we have someone who's a little jaded. I'm telling you, from my personal experience, it is a lot of hard work. It is. But when you surround yourself with people like all of you, it is also fun. So please consider running for office, and whatever you do, please commit to lead in your workplace, in your community, in your city. All right? You gonna do it? All right, now, please go forth and lead. Thank you.
Thank you, First Lady. Thank you, Mayor Deblasio. And we have a very exciting portion of our program coming up right now. We have 2 women, one from corporate America and one who has been in government and the nonprofit sector for a while. And they both are women who have embraced mentorship and leadership, and for whom mentorship and leadership are integral parts of their professional and everyday lives. So we're going to hear from them. And I am going to introduce Erika Frontiero, who is Managing Director and the Head of Capital Markets at Carlyle Global Credit. Erika is a board member at Board of Directors for Dress for Success Worldwide. She is also a founding member of the Creative Advisory Board of Orchid Worldwide, which is a boutique sales and marketing travel company. And she's a member of the inaugural class of Pipeline Angels, which, get this, aims to increase the number of women angel investors and social entrepreneurs in the United States. If that's not mentorship and that's not leadership. And we're happy to have Erika with us tonight. Erika.
Thank you all, and thank you to the mayor, the First Lady, Jackie, Silda, Melissa, and the Commission on Gender Equity for the opportunity to be here tonight. When I was asked to speak, I was immediately excited to be in the room to meet all of you, the amazing people driving change and equity throughout our community. But then the alarm went off. What was I going to talk about? What insight could I provide these esteemed change makers forming public and social policy? So I did what I typically do when that mix of excitement, self-doubt, or fear of the unknown kicks in. I called a few members of my personal board of directors, or my tribe of mentors. A mix of people I've informally assembled over the years, some personal, some professional, male and female, that I'm able to tap for guidance, a laugh, or even a reality check. It was then that I immediately realized that in that act in and of itself was the actual thing I was here to talk about. The powerful confidence generated from this support and guidance from others, having people you can turn to with multiple points of view that understand you, understand your strengths, your weaknesses, or are sponsoring or supporting you behind the scenes. My board wasn't created overnight, and it certainly has changed over time, but has consistently helped me make the confident decisions, created opportunities, and helped expand my own reach and impact. In fact, my invitation to be here tonight came from Melissa Brown, Deputy Executive Director with the Mayor's Office, whom I met nearly 8 years ago through volunteer work we did together as part of a professional women's group supporting Dress for Success. For those of you that don't know, Dress for Success is an amazing organization. It's a non-for-profit aimed at bringing women in need from an interview to a job and economic independence. I've been an active volunteer with Dress for Success for over 10 years, growing my involvement over time. At the same time, I also grew my full-time career in finance. I'm currently a managing director at the Carlyle Group, a global private equity and investment management firm. My volunteer work has also given back to me. Not only have I had the opportunity to help women in need, many of whom are single mothers, demonstrating to their children the power of being confident, having gainful employment, and being economically independent, but I've also been able to augment my own professional skill set, giving me the chance to hone skills that I didn't get to sharpen on a daily basis in my professional role, like enhancing my leadership skills while building a career with teams that are flat organizationally, and also expanding my network and broadening my perspective outside of my direct industry. So to me, a single give with a double get. I'm currently a mentor of a program called Parity Partners, which seeks to increase the number of women and minorities in leadership positions in the investment community. This is a group I was connecting through with a CEO of a retail company, whom I met again on the board of Dress for Success. I committed to be a mentor and have 4 other female colleagues at Carlyle who are participating as mentees in other pods. Further, I've recommended women for job opportunities, whom I've met through community-based organizations like womenempower.org or the Wall Street Women's Alliance, and supported female entrepreneurs, both through mentorship and actual investment programs that we've talked about, like Pipeline Angels. Again, outside of my industry, I've served on advisory boards for female and minority-backed companies, helped them, meeting others, and getting inspired myself from being around the energy and the approach of entrepreneurs. Through connecting and supporting others, there's a confidence created on both sides, and success is inevitable. It's mutually beneficial. For everyone in the room here tonight, reach out, connect, support others, get involved, individually or as a group. Be a part of someone's board of directors, or use them to create your own. Reap the benefits. Expand your shortlist. In addition to your own elevator speech, have a top-of-mind shortlist that includes a list of dynamos that are women and minorities. So when you get asked for a speaker, a participant, a job candidate, a leader, a product or service recommendation, you have them ready, and diversity becomes automatic. Your recommendation alone expands the slate, and in itself serves as a shot of confidence for the person you are recommending, which will ultimately lead to his or her, ultimately leading them to more. And then we'll no longer have to ask, where are the women? Because as we all know, they're already here. Thank you, and happy International Women's Day.
Thank you so much, Erika. And now it is my pleasure to introduce Sayu Bajwani. Born in India, raised in Belize, Sayu is singularly focused on motivating immigrants and refugees to run for office. And so, one of the things I want to make sure we understand today is wherever you are situated, you have the ability to lead and to create change, and we hope you embrace it. So, from starting the community organization South Asian Youth Action, SAYU, to being New York City's first Commissioner of Immigrant Affairs, and now founder and president of New American Leaders, Sayu has connected her immigrant journey to her professional life, and we're so happy to have her to share that journey with us tonight. Welcome, Sayu Bajwani.
Hi. The problem with going last-ish is that you guys all want to go to the bathroom. And everybody's already stolen my lines, but I'm so excited to be here because the other thing about going last is that you guys are all really pumped up and already teed up for many of the things that I'm going to say. So thank you. Thank you, Jackie, for that introduction. Thank you, Mayor Deblasio. Thank you, First Lady McCray. And thank you all for showing up here this evening. I always feel very conflicted about International Women's Day or Women's History Month because, as has already been said, I mean, what is history without women? What is a day without women? I can't really imagine that. But I'm here not just as a woman, but also as an immigrant and as a mom of my kid Yadna, as a social entrepreneur, as many, many, many different things. And I know that all of you in this room are just like me. No woman wears only one hat. Frankly, no person wears only one hat. But women, we are so good at those multitasking things that apparently are wearing us down. But we're really good at it. And it's why our voices matter so much, because we bring everything to the table. When I make decisions, I'm not making those decisions just as a woman. I'm also making those decisions as a person of color, as an immigrant, as a mother, as an entrepreneur. And the decisions that I make as a result of all those perspectives are so much better. So I spent a lot of weekends at trainings where we are preparing women and men to run for office. And one of the things that happens at the end of those trainings is that we go around the room and we ask people what their next step is going to be now that they've learned the basics about running for office. And inevitably, the women say, well, I'm going to go do some research. I need to go look into this. I'm not sure that I'm ready. Now, until recently, I didn't have a good example to show them that you don't need any special qualification. This is my kind of crap. But seriously, who could possibly be more qualified to run for office than us? Who possibly could understand what it's like to be late for school pickup and to be running a conference call and sometimes getting a manicure during that process? How many times have you placed the grocery order while you're doing something else? How many times have you juggled taking care of an elder parent while also figuring out how to do payroll in your office? How many times have you made decisions about budgets, about staffing, about programs, while you're thinking about and possibly doing 3 other things? Now, as I said, that is wearing us down, but it also makes us uniquely qualified, because all of those experiences are what we bring to the policymaking table. We are the leaders that we have been waiting for, people. Now, I was in there, and I saw the First Lady ask you to raise your hand if you've considered running for office. So I'm not going to ask you that question, but I am going to ask you this question. Raise your hand if someone has ever looked at you and said, you know, you really should think about running for office. Slightly more people. Now, wait, keep your hands up, keep your hands up, keep your hands up. Okay, I want you to look around the room and see if there's somebody who doesn't have her hand up, or his hand. Okay, you know what you need to do now. All right, 30 seconds, turn around, invite them to run for office. Yeah? Okay. Now, how many of you have been asked to run for office? Okay. Seriously, no one ever needs to ask men to run for office. They wake up every morning feeling like they are so ready. So I don't want to hear any of you in this room say that you're not ready. It might not be the right time. There might be things that you're trying to figure out. But it's not because you're not qualified and you're not ready to run for office. You already have what it takes. You already have what it takes to run shit, okay? So stop it. Stop it. I have 2 last things that I want to say. One of the things as a mentor that I struggle with is that people come to me and ask for advice all the time. And I really want to encourage those of you who are mentees to have some sense of what you're specifically looking for advice on. Because I think the role of mentors is to help you understand how to get there. I feel it's very hard for mentors to tell you where to go. Okay, so that's something that I think as a mentor I would really ask. As a mentee, I try to point out to my mentor what is the door that I want opened for me. It makes it a lot easier for my mentor to then provide that support. So I know that there's a lot of mentors and mentees in the room. I have a single-minded focus to get all of us into office, so I encourage you to, as mentees, to ask your mentor what you might need to be doing to prepare yourself for civic participation. And then as mentors, to think about what you might be doing now to get ready, because although you already have the qualifications, there are certain steps that you have to take. And I'm going to close with this poem from Nayyirah Waheed's collection, Salt, which I keep by my bedside and turn to. Some of you know it. And this is the poem that I thought I would share with you. Knowing your power is what creates humility. Not knowing your power is what creates insecurity. So know your power, people. Thank you.
And if I steal it, can the church say amen? Amen. Amen. With that, it is my pleasure to turn the program over to our wonderful Deputy Mayor for Health and Human Services, Herminia Blasio.
Are you ready? Are you ready? All right then, let's go. Thank you, Jacqueline, for your introduction. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, First Lady. Thank you to my co-panelists, Erika and Sayu. Thank you to all the fearless women leaders here tonight. I stand here before you not just as mentor, a title which I hold dear and which I strive to be worthy of. I stand here as perpetual mentee. I once met an African-American doctor who said that before she went off to college, her mom sat her down and said, "You aren't there for yourself alone. You will be representing opportunity for others and giving voice to those who aren't there with you." That doctor had a mentor, as we heard from the First Lady, her mom. And during that meeting, during that discussion, that doctor was a mentor to me. I define a mentor as someone who takes the time to hold up a mirror for you and show you not just who you are at this moment. It's a magic mirror. That mirror that mentors hold up show you who you could be, show you who you should be, show you what you were meant to strut your stuff will without a doubt be. My most important mentors have been women, and they have offered advice. Their advice has come in many shapes and forms, but some of the advice I hold most dear has been simple. My mentors, those who truly had my best interest at heart, did not downplay any of the hurdles I would face. But they gave me some simple tools. One example, at a moment when I was quite demoralized and in danger of not pursuing a difficult chapter ahead, one of my most precious mentors said, "You won't believe this yet, but one day you're gonna have a sense of humor about this nonsense." And she was right. I didn't believe her. But she said it with such conviction and with such affection that I so desperately wanted to believe her that I got there. I finally figured out how to have a sense of humor about the nonsense. And the nonsense abounds. And so it is a skill that one has multiple opportunities to hone over time. But those small, precious pieces of advice that kept me going. And that's why women need mentors. We need mentors to nurture women's careers. We need mentors to tell women, be ambitious, get ready. We need women to find their voices so that they can help other women find theirs. So let me, for a moment, channel my most precious title of mentor and speak to all of you. Never stop talking to one another. Never stop supporting one another. Never stop forgetting on whose shoulders we stand. Never stop pursuing those leadership roles. And remember, women add a very valuable, unique voice, but not the sole voice, not the only voice. Mentors come as she's, they come as he's, they come as they's. Yes. Yes. So take advantage of the sheet that we are handed out tonight. Learn how to join a mentoring network and join one. Look around the room. So much talent, so much promise. Hold your faces, hold your hands up high, meet each other and with support and advice, because it's the wisdom of your words. It is the drive of your spirits. It is the calcium in your spines. It is the serenity of your souls. And it is the passion of your heart that will drive you forward, that will allow you to extend the hand, that will allow you to reach out to an extended hand. So be ready. Be ready.
I want to thank you all. A round of applause for this phenomenal group of women. And our first mayor. Deputy Mayor Blasio referred to a takeaway. On the back, there are a set of 5 actions, and I won't repeat all of them because I don't remember all of them. It's an age thing, which I own. But I do want to say, if you want to add to the inspirational quotes that you saw on the screen, you have until Monday, the 12th, to send them to the email on that sheet, genderequity@cityhall.nyc.gov, because we're going to produce a digital booklet, and we're going to reconnect with you in a few weeks after this event. This journey is for us to keep on keeping on, and we're going to build this network in this city, and we're going to move women forward, and we are going to join with our mayor to ensure that this is indeed the fairest big city in these United States. Have a good night, everyone. Meet each other. Thank you very much.
When I gotta be all alone, it's just one of them